My son almost got adopted by my brother without my permission? Christmas dinner was supposed to be cheerful, noisy, and full of laughter, but that year, everything froze in an instant. My brother, Ryan, leaned back in his chair and casually said something that made my stomach drop. "We're adopting Ethan." I blinked. Ethan, my 8-year-old, was sitting right there, completely absorbed in building a mountain out of mashed potatoes on his plate. "Wait, what did you just say?" I asked, my fork frozen midair. Ryan cleared his throat, suddenly looking nervous. "Well, since you've been struggling financially, and Ethan spends so much time at our house anyway," before I could even respond, his wife, Lauren, jumped in. "We just think it would be better for him. More stable, better schools, more opportunities." The room went silent. My parents barely looked up from their plates. My sister-in-law, Megan, was filming the whole thing on her phone, like this was some heartwarming holiday moment. I slowly set my fork down, my mind racing. Late-night whispers between Ryan and Lauren, Ethan spending almost every weekend at their house, or even weekdays when I worked late shifts at the factory. None of it made sense anymore. "This is insane," I said, trying to keep my voice calm. "You're talking about my son like he's some piece of furniture you're moving around." Ryan leaned forward, putting on that patronizing tone he'd perfected since childhood. "Come on, Alex, be realistic. You're working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. We can give him things you never could." My mother finally whispered, "Maybe they have a point, honey." Ethan could have everything he needs. I couldn't believe it. Even my own parents were siding with them. "How long have you all been planning this behind my back?" I demanded. Lauren shifted uncomfortably. "It's not like that. We just want what's best for Ethan, without asking me." "His father?" I said, incredulous. Megan finally put her phone down. "Alex, don't make this harder than it has to be. Ethan loves it at our house. He has his own room. We bought him that gaming setup he wanted." My heart sank. The expensive gifts Ethan had been bringing home, the new clothes I thought Lauren had been budgeting for, they weren't random. They had been buying my son's affection. "You've been grooming him," I said, my voice rising, "making him think your house is better than ours." Ethan looked up, confused. "What's grooming?" Ryan jumped in, trying to cover. "Nothing, buddy. Adults are just talking," but I wasn't going to let him control the conversation. "Ethan, did Uncle Ryan and Aunt Lauren tell you that you might come live with them?" My son's face lit up. "Yes. They said I could have the big room with the PlayStation and I wouldn't have to change schools when we can't pay rent." Hearing that casually from my 8-year-old broke my heart. He was already worried about rent. Lauren reached across the table. "Alex, please, think logically. We can't keep living paycheck to paycheck. The eviction notices, the shut-off warnings, Ethan deserves better." "So you decided to give him away without even talking to me?" I said, voice rising. Ryan leaned back, looking smug. "We tried to bring it up before, but you always got defensive." "When? When did you try to discuss stealing my son?" The room fell eerily quiet. I could hear the grandfather clock ticking in the hallway, the same clock that had been there since I was a kid, sitting through family dinners like this. My father cleared his throat. "Son, sometimes we have to make hard choices for the people we love." "Don't!" I snapped, pointing at him. "Don't make this sound noble." "This is about money and control. Nothing else." Ryan pulled out his phone. "I've already contacted a family lawyer. The process is straightforward if both biological parents consent." "Both parents?" I never consented. Lauren and Ryan exchanged a look that made my stomach drop. "You can't just adopt my son," I said, my voice shaking. Then Ryan pulled out a folder. "Actually, we already started the paperwork. Lauren signed her consent last week." I stared at my wife. She wouldn't meet my eyes. "Daddy, are you okay?" Ethan asked, finally looking up from his plate. Ryan leaned over and ruffled his hair. "Don't worry, buddy. You're coming to live with us permanently now." Ethan's face lit up. "Really? Forever?" My world was crumbling until I remembered something. I pulled out my phone and showed Ryan the DNA test I had done last month. "Congratulations," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "You're not adopting my son. You're adopting yours."